Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to your February 2022 reading with me, Intuitive Rene. I hope 2022 is treating you well so far. I sort of skipped the January readings because life, but I'm hoping that I'm back on track and we will have the videos coming up for you on a regular basis. So these month ahead readings are released, or should be released, the Friday before the end of the month, or should we say Friday before the new month. So that's why these videos are now being released in time for the 1st of February, so that you have a little bit of time to watch the video, to watch the reading, to absorb the information, and be prepared for what the month ahead has in store for you. So there are individual readings for each sign of the zodiac. The process of the reading is done exactly the same for all 12, but obviously the context and the information that comes through will be different for each of the 12 readings. You can watch, the main one that you need to watch is for your sun sign, which is the zodiac that you all know. When people say, oh, what star sign are you? Whatever your answer is to that based on your date of birth, it's where it's where the sun was at the time of your birth, and that is your sun sign. And the zodiacs, these readings that I'm doing, are really based on your sun sign. If you know your moon sign, if you know your rising sign, you are more than welcome to watch those videos as well, to understand yourself a bit better as far as your personality and your emotions and all of those other things. I don't want to go into a whole astrology lesson for you now, but you absolutely can watch those videos to get a little bit more insight into you. I have changed the format of these month ahead readings, so I'm using quite a few cards, and I'm hoping that it's going to give you detailed information to guide you through the month. I would also advise, obviously, watch it now before the month starts, and then do come back and watch it during the month. Maybe set a reminder on your phone to come back sort of halfway through the month, or 10 days in and then 20 days in, and so on. If or any time that you are experiencing a challenge or a problem, or you're not sure which way to go or what's going on. So the video is available to you all the time. You could also even come back to it in March and look at it again and do a bit of an analysis of what was said was going to take place and what actually did. So it could be quite interesting to look at it retrospectively as well. So as I said, there is a video for each sign of the zodiac. Everybody's getting this intro message. It just saves me repeating myself 12 times and that type of thing. So we're now going to go straight into your particular reading, and I do hope you enjoy. At this point, I do want to ask, if you haven't already done, please do consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a like and a comment. Just lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed it, and it'll help my channel grow and reach more people. So the more people engage and interact with my videos, the more YouTube goes, okay, let's show this to more people, and then that way we actually spread the word a little bit. So as a way of showing appreciation and gratitude for what I do for you as a free service, please do consider a thumbs up, a comment, and if you haven't already done so, please do hit the subscribe. And yeah, let's get into your particular reading. All right, Capricorn, let's get into your reading and let's see what February 2022 has in store for you. I have got two decks on the table with me that I'm going to be working with today. This is the Sacred Destiny Oracle, which is going to give us our theme for the month ahead. And this is the Dark Mansions Tarot, because it's gorgeous, and that's the one that I'm going to be doing with the reading, or using for the reading today. So let's just give the cards a little bit of a shuffle. We're looking at a theme for Capricorn energy for the month of February 2022. Right, and I'm going to go for that one over there. Let's have a look and see, Capricorn, what is the theme for the month ahead? Oh, we've got focus. I love this card. I love the fact that obviously it's got a beautiful animal on it, and the colors are just so pretty. But it's about, recognizing the dangers that are all around you, recognizing the opportunities and the situations that are around you at all times, and never losing focus, walking with purpose, walking with function, and having that focus through everything that you're going through and everything that you're experiencing. And I do think, Capricorn, this is Spirit saying to you that, opportunities are around you all the time. Everywhere you go, in any time that you go there are opportunities. And if you're not focused on looking for them, if you're not aware and mindful of what is happening around you, you could miss an opportunity. So focus, and being focused on weather, on situation, on location, on form and function, all of those kind of things is what I'm hearing from Spirit. All right, I am shuffling the tarot cards. These shuffle terribly, this particular deck. The cardstock has what we call rose petal finish, which means that they are so luxurious to touch, but they don't slide easy, and they almost create a bit of like resistance between the cards because of that rose petal feel. So they're not the best of cards to shuffle, and you all know I'm a terrible shuffler. But let's see, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck over there, and we're going to lay out the cards, and then we will get straight into your reading and see what February has in store for you. Right, so focus. We need to focus. You know, it's so important if we're going to grab the opportunities that are presented, and if we're going to achieve happiness and success that you want and that you deserve, Capricorn, you know, we have to be focused, don't we? I do think that is, yeah, looking at the cards coming through, it certainly seems to be quite evident. Quite evident. Gosh, I like it. Okay, so Capricorn, let's get into February. I know I have laid the cards out terribly. I always try and make it so pretty and straight, but it never works. All right, so Capricorn, let's start. The way February starts, you're coming into February with enthusiasm, with excitement, with passion, and I am going to say a little bit fearless. You know, February is starting off with you being so brave and so enthusiastic and so motivated that like you feel as if nothing can touch you. So I'm going to say that February starts on a high, okay, which is lovely, which is really, really great. We do have to take note that in this particular card, we do have this little puppy dog, you know, right across the bottom here, and he's sort of pulling on the rope, and he's sort of tugging on the rope and saying, careful, careful, careful. So there's always that, I'm going to call it that little voice of reason. There's always that little voice of somebody trying to tell you, you know, don't be so quick, and don't be so, you know, open your eyes, see where you're going, watch where you're taking that step, because, you know, you're about to fall off the cliff. There's always going to be that little voice of reason. But February is starting off with you being so enthusiastic, motivated, and I'm going to say ready and eager to experience something different. And that excites me. I think that really does excite me. What is also coming through here for you, Capricorn, is this Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is the card of movement, okay? So Eight of Wands is known as the card of movement, and it says that once things have been set in motion, there's no stopping it. So I think this is Spirit saying to you, Capricorn, that we need to be very mindful. I'm going to go back to the voice of reason here, okay? And this voice of reason, we need to pay attention. It doesn't mean that we have to listen 100%, but we need to just be mindful. We need to just be conscious and aware and focused on everything that's going on around us, because once you've set things in motion, once everything is moving forward, there is no going back. There is no stopping. There is no changing directions, and there is no moving in another way. So once everything has started, and once you've taken that step, you know, the inevitable is inevitable. And if we're not focused on what we're doing, where we're going, how we want to do it, why we want to do it, and all of those things, if we're not completely focused and aware of the actions that we're taking, we could land ourselves in hot water. But I'm not worried about that. And I certainly don't want you stopping the fun and the activities and stopping the new adventures because of the potential of what could go wrong. That's not what Spirit is saying at all. What Spirit is saying to you here, Capricorn, is that, you know, you've got to recognize that it's time for change. You're embracing it. You're ready to step off that ledge. You're ready to embrace, you know, a whole new reality and a whole new life. But you've got to understand that things are going to pick up pace, and things are going to move very, very quickly as soon as you take that step. And I do think it's something that you need to embrace. You know, sometimes we start a new project, or sometimes we take on a new thing thinking it'll be a slow starter, and, you know, we'll have time to adjust and we'll have time to figure out. Not for you. Not for you in February. February, this is Spirit saying, you know what? Buckle your seatbelt, because as soon as you say go, things are going to happen really, really fast, and you're going to have to keep your wits about you. All right. You know, it's almost like you're going backwards. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but with the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups is about pondering about the past, thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past. And it's almost like this new step that you're taking and this new adventure that you're moving on or that you're going on to is somehow connected to your past, to something you did, you experienced, you had, whatever in the past. And again, I want to bring the focus into it because you've got to keep reminding yourself this particular situation, no, let me do it this way. This situation that you're getting into in February, it was something from your past for a reason. It is something that you've already experienced and already been and already had. So you've got to just remind yourself of that so that when you experience it this time around, we make sure that we're improving on it and making it better, making it more functional, making it happier, making it smoother, whatever it may be. So this is why the focus card comes in. So if you find yourself repeating patterns, if you find yourself experiencing the similar things from the past, let's learn from what happened previously. Let's do that exercise. Let's not just trust that everything's going to work out as it should, because again, I am going to remind you, Capricorn, things are going to move at a rapid pace. And if you're not ready, and if you're not moving forward in the way that you need to, you could get caught in a little bit of trouble. So we need to be focused and we need to be very, I'm going to say, mindful of the experiences, your past, and the reason why you are embracing this change that's coming through for you. Okay. It's interesting as well because I'm talking about lessons learned. Okay. With that particular card there, I was saying about, Spirit sort of saying to you, be very mindful of what it was like before and why it's in the past and, your reasons for going into it again. And then the very next card we pick up is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is the teacher. Okay. The Hierophant is the person, the wise man who's got the lessons, the wise man who's got a lot to teach us and a lot to show us. And, he wants to impart his knowledge and he wants us to be wise and he wants to help us be better. Okay. So we've got the teacher and I see we've got the keys down the bottom. So you've got to ask yourself, Capricorn, are you the person who is sharing the knowledge, the inspiration, the motivation, the insight, or are you the student who needs to hear it? Okay. Or do you jump between the two? So sometimes it's about being still, quiet, and absorbing. And sometimes it's about being loud, vocal, and sharing. And again, both of them are going to require focused energy from you. So you've got to understand, Capricorn, Spirit is saying that February is all about the lessons. February is all about the change. February is all about the embarking on the new. And in order to get everything from it that you need to, that you can, and that you should, we need to learn, we need to understand, we need to comprehend, and we need to be ready for any and all eventualities. And the only way that you're going to do that is through focused attention. Focused attention, focused effort, and focused everything. I love that. Absolutely love that for you. All right. One of the things that always stand out to me whenever we're embarking on something new, there's always this fear of what if it fails? What if it's wrong? What if I'm not ready? What if this happens? What if that happens? There's always that fear. So this card is showing the support that is available to you. And what's interesting here with this particular card is being the Ace of Wands. We have this trophy, and you can see that it's got flames and all sorts. And then we've got this huge big stick, bold, bright, strong, courageous, all of these kind of things. And we've got this hand steadily holding it. It's also way above everything else. The colors that we see here are all about passion and enthusiasm and drive and, ambition and all these kind of things. So you've got to just be confident. That's really what I'm getting from this. The change that's coming, the new opportunities, the new things that you're getting involved in, the learning and the lessons and the experiences, the focused. Don't ever feel like you're not good enough or not capable or that you can't do it, because actually you're so ready for this. You're actually more ready for this than anybody else. So honestly, Capricorn, this is about on your marks, get set, go, and no second guessing, no thinking, no overthinking, no stressing. And you've got to just be confident in yourself, because actually you've got this. You are the only person who's actually got this. But you are also the only person who can do the focus, who can hold the focus, who can keep the focus that is necessary. And as long as you are keeping the focus, and my camera is really struggling to keep the focus in your reading today, but as long as you can keep the focus, everything else is going to be okay. So even if my camera wants to, go blurry and then come right, and go blurry and come right, as long as you are focusing on the message, you're going to succeed. And that's exactly what I'm reading here for you. I just think it's amazing how spirit works. Absolutely amazing. So, Capricorn, our last card that we have for you here is Temperance. And there the camera goes again. Right, it doesn't know whether to focus on the front or the back or what. Okay, so let's just have a look at this Temperance card. So first of all, the colors are very gentle, very subtle, and very beautiful. Much like that card, there's actually like those soft pinks and blues, and it's what we've got coming through here. So you can see that she's an angel. She's got her wings, and she really is so beautiful. We've got all this water, and water is always a sign of emotion. It's always a sign of feelings. She's got these two jugs which contain life force, and she's pouring. She is sharing her life force with whoever needs it. And Temperance is the card of, I'm going to call it balance, but it's also the card that says it's understanding the right quantities that need to go into a thing. So her jug can only contain a certain quantity. That jug can only contain a certain quantity. If we have all the liquid in one of the jugs, somebody is going without, somebody doesn't have. So it's understanding sharing, it's understanding equal, it's understanding half and half. And this is something that you need to be mindful of. This is something that you need to be very aware of, Capricorn, as you go through February. Don't give it all at once. Okay? Don't throw your heart and soul into whatever this is. Whatever this is, don't throw yourself 100% into it, because then there's going to be nothing left for later. It's about finding that balance. It's about recognizing the support and the enthusiasm. And it's about almost, I want to say, holding the enthusiasm back a little bit, learning what is the right amount to give, so that you're not giving all at once and finding yourself sitting with nothing. Because the last thing you want is to go without. The last thing you want is to give all your energy away, all your attention away, all your success away, and all your opportunities away for somebody else's benefit, and you end up with nothing. Okay, so Capricorn, that is a really, really interesting read for you for the month ahead. It ties in so beautifully with the focus card of what it is that you need to be focusing on and what it is you need to be doing. We've got some supporting cards across the bottom here, and let's just have a look and see what message they bring. As you go through the month of February, people are going to be looking at you going, oh, what's going on here? People are going to be looking at you going through these experiences, and this is their way that they're going to perceive you. This is how people are going to see you during the month of February. And they're going to see you as somebody who is confident, somebody who is King of Swords, somebody who's in control of their thinking and their mind and their reactions and their responses, somebody who spends a lot of time in their heads analyzing and planning and strategizing, okay? So you're going to come across as the super confident person who has given a lot of thought, even though you might not have, even though you might have just jumped and leaped and hoped. People are going to see you as somebody thoughtful, somebody mindful, somebody considerate, and somebody who's really thought it through thoroughly, which is great. So even when you're feeling as if you're floundering, even if you feel as if you are failing and not succeeding, know that people are seeing you as super confident, seeing you as somebody who has it all together and who is successful at everything that you do. Okay, good. Camera doesn't want to work today. The way that you're feeling inside, though, so it's interesting, we've got these two aces that are coming through. And so externally, people are seeing you as somebody who is confident and together and in control. Internally, we've got the king externally, and we've got the number one internally. So internally, you're a little bit nervous, you're a little bit scared, you're excited, and you're enthusiastic, but you're also uncertain, okay? And it comes through what we have going over there as well. So you're full of ideas, and you're full of like, let's try this, and let's do this, and let's do that. But again, Spirit is saying to you, Capricorn, it is important that you don't lose your focus. It's important that you stay committed to the path, that you focus on what is relevant and important and leave everything else. You can figure the rest of it out in March. March, you can, try new things and explore new things. But for February, stay committed, stay focused, and stay on track with that you have begun and that which you are starting. Don't try and take it all on. Even though everybody around you is saying, oh, look at her, she's amazing, he's amazing, they can do this, they've got it all figured out. Even though that's how you're coming across, because you have this ability to look super confident, to look like you're handling things when actually you're feeling very insecure. So understand that and recognize that. Remember, it's about finding the balance of how much to give and how much to hold back, knowing that you don't want to put all your cards on the table at once. It's better to keep some in reserve. And I do think that's exactly the message for you here. There is so much new stuff taking place. There is so much movement and activity, but it is about understanding the give and the take of the situation. All right. What we have over here is the reality. You are going to be walking this tightrope. You are going to be finding yourself balancing on the tiniest rope and wondering like, OMG, how did I get here? How am I going to get down? How am I going to change it? You're trying to entertain people. You're trying to keep yourself alive by balancing. You're using everything at your disposal, but sometimes it can get a bit difficult. When you find yourself in this predicament, if and when you find yourself in this predicament, obviously focus becomes super, super, super important. But what Spirit is saying is you must always be honest with yourself around your options, okay? And basically, Capricorn, what Spirit is saying to you here, when you find yourself in difficulty, always recognize that you've got two choices: to go or to stay. Okay. And I think recognizing your choice is something that is so, so, so important. Instead of pulling it apart as to how you got there and whose fault is it and who did what, it's about saying, hold a second, this is where I am. This is my current situation. I can either continue on the tightrope to the end and then climb down, or I could jump. Okay. Those are literally your only choices. There is nothing else. And I do think this is Spirit saying to you, when things get tight, when things get difficult, when things get complicated, don't overcomplicate it by bringing in what if scenarios. Rather stay focused and clear in your thinking and say, right, this is my situation. How am I going to handle it? And if you can do that, you're also going to understand how much of yourself to give and how much of yourself to hold back. Okay. And finally, Capricorn, we have got the Five of Swords. Now, Five of Swords is a very, very interesting card. Five of Swords is the card that says sometimes in life we have to do things we're not proud of. Sometimes in life we have to do things that are against our character, that sometimes we have to do things that aren't really part of the plan, and sometimes we don't like it, but sometimes in life we have to. And that's exactly, again, Spirit's message for you, Capricorn, is saying that, sometimes in life things are going to get complicated and things are going to get difficult and things are going to get hard. And sometimes in order for you to succeed, you have to be the villain. And it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be the person who's always being considerate and kind and caring and, giving. You don't always have to be that person. Sometimes it's okay to say no. Simple. Sometimes it's okay to say, actually, I'm not giving you that. I'm not going to be that for you. Actually, I am taking care of me for a change. It's all part of the lessons. It's all part of the experience. It's about learning from your past experiences. And I do think when you reflect back on your life before and look at where you are now and you put that into perspective, put it into focus, put it into perspective, you're going to see that you have to toughen up a little bit, that you have to become a little bit harder and not be so giving all the time. And if you can do that, Capricorn, you are going to have an incredible, incredible month ahead. So take it all in. Listen to this as often as you need to. Come back to this video anytime you feel the wobble, anytime you feel uncertain, anytime you feel like you're on that tightrope. Come back to this and recognize that you just have to focus. And if you focus and bring it all into perspective, everything's going to be fabulous. Capricorn, have an amazing month with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, Take care.